Well, you obviously want to get an idea of where you are, and I think after these first 6 games, we'll have a real good idea of where we are. You want your back line to get broken down, to get exposed. You want your goalkeeper to have to make saves so that you can make changes and tweak things. And, we try to put the best teams that we can get on the schedule early on and challenge our players and see which ones rise to the challenge and which ones need a little bit more time.
How does it help out some of the other players playing such that level of competition to start the season?
Well, I think you saw on Friday night against UVA, freshmen obviously get nervous in front of 3,000 fans. I thought we had just a fantastic environment out there, great crowd support, and the first 15 minutes were frantic and exciting, and once it settled down, I think it got a whole lot better. But you need to stress your players early. You need to put them in tough situations and challenging environments and see what they're made of.
What's the realistic expectation for you guys coming out of that party discussion? What would you like to do?
I think as a team, we definitely want to stay at least top 10 to just get good results and just build confidence from it, to know that we're at that caliber and to just help prove to us and to everyone else and to just get closer as a team. Those games are a great opportunity for team building.
Players are looking for this year to step up and
Well, we I think up top will be very strong in Katie Shepfer and Danny Toney. They're proven leaders, they're proven goal scorers, and they combine very well together to make each other better. Solid in goal in Alyssa Nair, and I think straight up our spine, I think you'll see great leadership in Lexi and Emma in our back line, Melissa holding and running the show in the middle of our midfield, and then Christine Nairn as she comes back from sickness and illness, as she gets stronger and more fit. I think you'll see a big piece of the puzzle there in the middle of the midfield.
she came off real big last year. She was the offensive end of being a good pinpoint. What are you looking for them to do this year to keep getting better?
I think the big thing for Danny to understand is we're not interested in having her really play in front of their back line. When she's in front of their back line, they're not nervous about her. So, and our assistant coach that works with our attack, Ann Cook, she spends a lot of time talking to Danny about making sure she stays on the defender's shoulders, making sure she's a constant threat to get behind that back line, and that for the rest of the team, when Danny goes, that we need to go and support her and not just watch her sprint as fast as she can.
Christine Nairn, she was in the preseason player of the year list before she played at collegiate games. What does she bring to the team on the field that makes her so special and so talented?
Just getting to play with her for just a little bit now, she's just so different than what you typically see. Her vision of the game and just her rhythm, her ability to move the ball and put it anywhere she wants. I think Danny and Shep are going to love getting balls from her. And, she just brings a whole nother element that I think we were missing last year.
Is there anyone who maybe flew under the radar a little bit last season that you're expecting big things from this season? Any player or players?
Yeah, great question. Starting at left midfield in this last game was Carly Ninnis, and Carly's somebody that was choosing between Penn State soccer and Virginia track. She's a big track runner. Obviously, big specimen. She's athletic and fast and fantastic in the air, and I think as she settles in, I think you'll see her qualities more and more. She got some good minutes last season, but she's somebody that we really are looking to invest in and try to bring out the best in her because we think her special qualities could really help us.
What is that new season last year lineup going to be for you?
Well, we went back and looked at last year's set pieces, and right in the middle of our set pieces was Zoe Buchel standing at 5 foot 3 inches tall. In contrast, now we have Lexi Martin standing at 6 foot tall. So I think whereas we felt it was a bit of a weakness for us last fall, we feel the exact opposite this year. It's something we're really working towards. We spend a lot of time on set pieces. We spend a lot of time trying to create set pieces, and it's a big focus for our team.
During the exhibition game, the second goal, the set piece, how do they help your offense? What does that bring to the team?
I think it's a big help, and it kind of relieves some pressure from Danny and Shep up top. And then it just gives us a whole nother weapon that we can rely on. And Allie Schaefer scored a great goal. it was awesome. It's just exciting to have that new weapon, and hopefully we can really capitalize on it this year.
The two teams you play this weekend, UConn and West Virginia, what do you work for each of these teams, and some of the things you're trying to watch with them, and what would you just like to bring out of it with the two teams this week?
Well, the neat thing about UConn and West Virginia are they're teams that we play year in and year out. We know a lot about their squad. They know a lot about our squad. So there's a familiarity involved in these matches, and it'll be interesting to see the way that we match up. We expect West Virginia to be in a 4-3-3. We expect they've got a big player in the middle of the midfield in Carolyn Blank. She's a great ball winner. And each of these games, our desire is for each of these games to bring a different challenge. And I think West Virginia will bring a great battling mentality, whereas UConn, year in and year out, the coaching they receive is fantastic. They're organized, they're disciplined, and my desire is, as we move on, that this senior-laden team starts to take over some of the leadership and the ownership as we try to work our way through each of these opponents.
The game on Monday is a different dynamic for you guys at that time.
It's different to have a game at that time, but we practice that time pretty much all fall, so it's not too bad. And normally Sundays we play around 1, so just a little adjustment, but it should be fine.
What was your take on last season? How are you hoping to maybe improve on this season?
Well, we started off last season obviously playing 3 teams in the top 5 and got challenged early, and sometimes that puts you on your heels kind of going into the second chunk of the season. Our hope and desire is to get out in front this year, obviously put the same caliber teams on the schedule, but with more seniors and more leadership, more experience from the squad overall, we're hoping to kind of get on top of things this year and ride that wave straight into the Big Ten play.
You have that streak intact with the Big Ten titles. Is that something that you guys embrace as a team, or is that something that maybe you don't want them to kind of think about and focus on getting like?
For me as a coach, my focus is on performance and making sure that they're playing up to the level and ability that they're capable of playing. I think for the players, obviously that's something that's real exciting for them, and they take great pride in. They take great pride in the rings that they wear and the trophies that they have. But my biggest concern is that we continue to put together consistent performance and just continue to get better game in and game out.
And with that consistent performance, does that help having some senior leadership on the team too?
Absolutely. I've already seen it in the work of Melissa and Alyssa and Katie Shepfer. We've got big players. We know that we've got a lone captain in Alyssa Nair, but these guys have already stepped up, and they've all starting to kind of figure out their role within the leadership of this team, and where one lacks a certain quality, the other picks up that quality. And I think between the 7 of them, I think the combination of the group, it could be very special from a leadership sense.
What teams in the Big Ten are you looking out for this year? Your biggest challenges?
I mean, all of them, I feel like you have some little personal incentive for, but Minnesota was so great last year, and they lost a lot of players, but I think that they're still going to be a pretty strong team. Obviously, we lost to Michigan State last year, so we definitely want that one back. I don't know, how you feel?
Illinois, every year, Illinois is a good team. They're well coached and disciplined, and I think Purdue had some injuries last fall, and you're already seeing Jessica score some goals, so I think they're going to be a pretty dangerous offense. Good? Great.